Hello, I'm Dr. Stephanie Ray, and if you were searching for advice on how to handle pageant interview questions, you've come to the right place, because I am here to help you ace your next interview. And that really is what's going to set the princess contestant apart from the one that becomes the queen. In previous videos, we've talked about how important it is to listen and to answer the question that's being asked. And sometimes that's easier, sometimes that's harder. There's two kinds of questions. There's factual questions, simply things that are yes, no, very obvious. The other type of question is the one that sometimes the listening is even more important on, and that's the conceptual kind of question. It still has yes, no at its base. In general, the judges are trying to get a sense of, do you lean yes, do you lean no, or are you in the maybe kind of position? But they don't ask you that directly. They ask you about some sort of issue or event, and they get a sense of who you are and how you handle yourself on your feet. And if you listen for the core of the question or the different components that build that up, you're going to be in a better position to handle the question in the way that suits you the best, is the most comfortable or effective for you. So let's take an example. For instance, what are your thoughts on women's rights and the constitutionality of abortion and partial birth abortion? Yikes! But if you take it piece by piece, it's not going to be so much. There's 5 basic components in that. There's your thoughts, there's women's rights, constitutionality, abortion, and partial birth abortion. But what the judges are really trying to get at is, can you handle yourself when you're asked a controversial question like this? And by the way, this won't come up in just any kind of pageant or in the more local kinds of pageants. They're going to come up as you get into more and more professional kinds of pageants and more national, higher level. So your thoughts, you're definitely going to know your thoughts. So let's give an example of that. My thoughts might be different than yours. Let's take a random one. Regardless of what women's rights activists and constitutional scholars say, for me personally, I would not get an abortion. But I would never want to take that right away from other women, because that's one of the things that's wonderful about living in the United States of America. Okay? You left all of those things about, is it constitutional, on the table. You can also find a way to answer in the middle, maybe picking on the components of women's rights or constitutionality as your focus. If you look at the 5 components of the question, those core pieces, as you listen, you can say, yeah, I can take that on, no, I'd rather avoid that, and then adjust your answer accordingly. Try it in your own life, because practice makes perfect, and the skills that you use as you prepare for your pageant interview will translate into other kinds of interview and life situations, because a pageant's just the beginning. No matter what level you're participating at, it's a great opportunity for personal and professional development. So there are other tips like these in the other videos, so please subscribe to the channel and find those if you haven't seen them yet. And please go to the website pageanttophd.com for other tools that might be useful to you in really making the most of this experience and hopefully taking home the crown.